The Egyptians knew that the sun was at its highest point in the sky when no shadow was cast by the pyramid. At that point, all Egypt offered prayers to the Most High God, the sun. As stated before, to the ancients, the sky was the abode or heavenly temple of the Most High. Therefore, God's Son was doing his heavenly Father's work in the temple at 12 noon. Can you elaborate on this?
Yes, well, that is celebrated in Masonry, of course. Masonry celebrates the God, the Sun, at the meridian, which is at the Most High. So that statement there comes straight out of Masonry. That's one of the celebrations within Freemasonry is the God at 12 noon. But in relation to the pyramids, well, we can take it a little bit further, because it wasn't just the diurnal rotation of the sun, the daily rotation. The pyramids were designed to track the seasonal and the precessional movements of the sun. So they were probably more important, because everyone can see the diurnal rotation of the sun. You know, it rises, it's midday, it sets. Everybody knows that. But not everybody knows about the seasonal rotation of the sun, where if you look at the dawn sun, where it rises, it changes during the year. And if you use the causeways from the Giza Plateau, they point at the cross quarter rising of the sun. And the cross quarter is 1 month after the summer solstice. So at the summer solstice, 1 month after the equinox. So at the equinox, at Easter, the sun rises in the east. And then it goes 1 month either into winter or into summer, and that is the cross quarter. And the causeways of the Great Pyramid point at those dates. And so from that, you can track the movement of the seasons through the year. And that's what they were doing. And furthermore to that, if you look at the Sphinx in Giza, the Sphinx is essentially, we could call it Leo, the constellation of Leo. And the Sphinx is looking due east. Well, the Sphinx looking due east, well, that is essentially, that's precession watching. With precession, we count off the millennia in precession by looking at the sun rising in the east at the vernal equinox, the spring equinox. And the constellations will change. And they change by 1 degree every 72 years. And so a whole constellation will pass by every 2,200 years. And so if you sit there on the back of the Sphinx, looking due east, tracking the stars as they rise with the sun at Easter, over thousands of years, you will see the constellations slowly changing as they go by. All the way from Leo, 10,500 BC, all the way through to Taurus, 4,500 to about 1800 BC, into Aries from 1800 BC to the turn of the first millennium, into Pisces, which started at the dawn of the first millennium. So the constellations will change every 2,000 years, roughly. And that is why I say that we zeroed the date from 0 AD. They will say that was from the birth of Jesus, and that's what we're marking as being the 0 point for our calendar, is the birth of Jesus. But it was also the 0 point for the great month of Pisces. The great month of Pisces started in 0 BC AD. And I think that's why we zeroed the calendar, zeroed the date at that time. It marks the new great month. So we had the great month of Taurus, the great month of Aries, and now we're in the great month of Pisces. And we stand at the dawn of the age of Aquarius, the great month of Aquarius, which actually doesn't come up until 2300, roughly AD. But yeah, people have known about this age, for ages. There's the famous song from the 1970s, 60s, The Dawn of the Age of Aquarius. That's all about a precession and the next great month, which will be Aquarius. So I think our calendar is actually tracking precession rather than the birth of Jesus. But it was also the birth of Jesus, and that's why he was the first of the Fisher Kings. And so we have, in this great month, in this era, we have all of these allusions to fish and fishing. So we have Jesus as the fisher of men. We have fish as the primary symbol of Christianity, as the fish. The Pope wears the fisher ring. The Pope wears the fisher mitre. His hat looks like the mouth of a fish. And within Arthurian legend, we get the famous line of Fisher Kings, because they're all honoring the great month of Pisces, which is what we're in. So yeah, it's an interesting subject, which spans many religions and many forms of veneration, you might say.